games online versus buying games in brick and mortar. Like, what are your thoughts on this initially? Because there's a lot of controversy on this one.
I mean, it's kind of dependent on the person. Is this a person that never goes to a game shop, or is this a person that hangs out in a game shop all the time?
I totally agree with this. Let's do both.
Okay, because I can honestly say, whenever I first started playing the Warcraft miniature game, was going to Rick's shop. That was actually probably the first game shop I ever hung out at with a group of people, and the second set for the game come out, and I was like, well, let me look online, and I got it and set it in front of them, and didn't realize how that was just a bad thing for me to do. This dude has let me come just hang out at his shop. We didn't even have entry fees, I don't think, on that game.
On the tournaments?
Yeah, on the tournaments. I'm getting a free miniature if I do good. There's participation prizes, which he had to pay for to get that kit. So, and then I go and slap him in the face by not getting a whole box of the second set coming out by just getting it online.
Yeah.
Which in turn, when I told him the price, he acted like there was no way he could come close to meeting the price. But still, whenever you're involved in a game shop, even if it comes down to paying an extra $5, $10, maybe even $20, depending on the size of the purchase. They are giving you a space to come hang out, be social, and what does it hurt to support that person that's doing that for you?
Yeah, I agree. It is about the support. Because if you, like, for instance, I don't really go to a lot of game shops anymore because we play everything in my house.
Right.
And we play it on off days and stuff and just weird times or whatever. We might stay up till 4 a.m. or whatever. And a lot of these shops aren't going to stay up that late. Sometimes they'll have overnights and stuff, but whatever. But I think it really is about support. I don't buy in a brick and mortar, but at the same time, if I was going to one constantly, I would throw some money their way because I'd want that establishment to stay in business.
Right.
And you're right. They're not going to be able to hit the prices that the online retailers can. And that's basically because of the way it's sold. You're basically buying it almost like the distributor level at that point. Or the other thing is, like, online stores, well, we won't name any of them, but they are selling way more copies than a single store. Maybe not total across America or wherever your, geographic is, but, stores like our local comic shop might sell 2 copies of a game where that online realtor will sell 100.
Yeah.
And so they can charge less than them and take, instead of taking $10 profit, they take $5 profit, $3 profit. Because
but it's times 100 copies though.
Times 100 copies, and other people are buying all kinds of other stuff on there at the same discount. So I don't know. Like I'm kind of conflicted on this because a lot of people go crazy about people needing to buy from retail, brick and mortar stores. But it's like, I think it's really just based on support. If you want to support your shop, do it. It's kind of like with the scene and stuff with the music scene.
Right.
If I want to support a band, the best thing I can do is buy its merchandise at a show.
Yes.
Because they're going to get all that money. You go online and buy their product, and that, record label and stuff is probably getting a lot of that. Because you're buying it from their site or whatever, and they take their fees and things like that. So if you buy it from them directly, they're getting a lot of the money. And I think that's the biggest thing is who do you want to support and see stick around? And I think gaming shops are something that need to stick around, but if you don't really go to them, you don't really have that need. So should you spend a lot more money? I think it's understandable if you don't, just because, there's a lot more expenses, things that are way more priority than board games.
Right. Yeah. And it's pretty much, it just comes down to if a dude or a girl, whoever owns a shop, is letting you just come hang out, support them, man. I've seen times where there's groups of people that would play Dungeons and Dragons at one of the stores I hung out at. They would just come, they'd bring their own food.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't even buy anything.
That.
They wouldn't even buy anything from the guy. And he's like letting them use the tables and stuff for, 6-7 people to come meet up and have a place to. That pretty much boils down to someone doesn't have a house big enough to put everyone in it. Let's go just hang out at this.
Yeah.
Mooch off this guy's space.
But if they're charging 50 cents a can of soft drink, buy theirs.
Yeah.
That's not that expensive, and it helps them out in the long run. That's the profit margin on them selling like a soda can is massive because they're spending what $4 or something for the whole 12 pack,
right?
And they have 50 cents a piece.
Oh, them shops love for you to buy them candy bars. And Cokes.
Yeah, and it's really not that expensive. I mean, it's it's no more. It's probably still cheaper than going and buying a single thing from a convenience store,
right?
And so yeah, bring in your own stuff. I mean, I'm a little bit different when you go to a movie theater, but from a brick and mortar shop, I mean, definitely support them.
Yeah.